Tippy time, mate damies, Top Cat here and welcome back to the channel. With patch 7.3.5 we saw a rework to the perk heal clip. Previously, when reloading shortly after dealing a final blow, this grants cure to you and nearby allies. This was a very minor health bump, so nobody used it. So Bungie buffed it. This now grants cure times 2 to yourself, while still granting cure times 1 to nearby allies. It's important to note though that in PvP this will scale differently. Cure times 2 will refund you 60 HP, and your allies who are within a 10 meter radius will receive half of that. Today I wanted to highlight some of the weapons that have heal clip and some have been reworked, like the Darkest Before here. I sadly don't have it yet, but this can now roll with kill clip and heal clip. Second, we have the Abyss Defiant. This is acquired through the Crota raid and is craftable. It can roll with target lock, but personally I feel there's a better option in kill clip. At base this has a 0.83 TTK with 6 crits at tier 10 resilience. This weapon's solar, so we can radiant chain this weapon and get you a 0.67 TTK on Guardian 7 resilience and under. Kill clip plus radiant will give you a 5 crit at 0.67 against all levels of resilience. At Hortative, I'm running Range Master with Counterbalance, Mod, Arrowhead Break and Ricochet. My first thought was to run Head Seeker. This perk is really great at fixing your mistakes when hitting those bodies, making those heads stronger. But if you're confident in your crit game, you really don't need it. Instead go Golden Tricorn. At base the TTK of these 390s is quite weak at 0.9. But once we rev it up, the glory comes your way. All our heal clip weapons are solar, so we can get that radiant, giving us a 0.6 TTK, add Golden Tricorn, and we can do this with less bullets against any resilience levels. And we can even get a 0.53 TTK against 7 and under resilience guardians. Parabellum. I've seen a lot of hype on this SMG on YouTube. On every vid I've watched, it had a different recommendation though. So I'm going to continue that trend. I like the perk Frenzy, although it's a little bit harder to activate as we need to be in combat for an extended period of time to activate. This doesn't need to be with this weapon in hand, it can be other weapons, it just be in combat. But as long as you're in the fight, you get to keep this buff as long as you are in the fight. This gives us a 15-second damage increase without having to get a kill. Plus it gives you 100 handling and 100 reload, making those heal clip activations even easier. Now cons. I did find the second half of this mag would often shake like Michael J. Fox. If you did find this the same for you, go heal clip and dynamic sway reduction. This is one of the few weapons that has this perk in the right hand column, which makes me think whoever designed this at Bungie placed that rattle in there for a reason. The Igneous is goated. I'm sure you've already got yourself a god roll, but this is a stat monster and it really doesn't need it all, as it's already so much better than all its competition. I know 120s took a little bit of a nosedive in this sandbox. Golden Tricorn plus Radiant I believe can only 2-tap 4 Resilience Guardians. Sorry hunters. So for me personally, I'll be pairing Heal Clip with either Opening Shot or Eye of the Storm. Both are great perks, but with auto rifles as dominant as they are, I'm kinda leaning towards Eye of the Storm. This can grant us 30 handling, negative 40 accuracy cone size, and negative 17 accuracy cone growth when our shields break. Simply put, when I'm getting railed, I'll still be popping grapes. But last weekend in Trials of Osiris, we were given the Adept Summoner. If you've been in Cruci at all this week, you know how fast this plague has spread. It seriously sounds like a Fast and the Furious movie with all those ARs spinning up. It's frickin' daunting hearing them come around the corner. Tap the Trigger is nice, I always rate this perk, but the Summoner to me is all about those damage perks. So just lean into it and get crazy. At standard this has a 0.8 second TTK, which isn't bad at all. We do have great options like Target Lock, Rampage and Golden Tricorn, but realistically there is only 2 rolls I've been using, mainly though because my bolt can't handle anymore. Zen Onslaught is an absolute monster, but Heal Clip Kill Clip is a monster's monster. After we get a kill we can re-engage in that fight sooner with Heal Clip, and with more force from Kill Clip. Being a 600, this sprays bullets, so even if you're not running a solar subclass, you can activate Flint Striker in the artifact. Rapid Solar Weapon Precision hits and Rapid Solar Final Blows grant Radiant. You can pair this also with Benevolence on your solar subclass, and now we're a roaming buff factory. Whenever we get Heal Clip activating near our allies, we get a 400% ability regeneration for our grenades, class and melee for 6 seconds. But for me the most important weapon is the heliocentric QSC. With special ammo being less common, sidearms have risen in value as one of our top close combat weapons. SMGs took a step back with a nerf to the Robocops, and ARs like the Summoner being a better ranged version of an SMG. Get these weapons, every one of them is great. The helio can be found in lost sectors. Click this video here to find out how and when. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll be keen to hear about some of your PvP builds using Heal Clip. Make sure to thumb it if you dug it, sub if you're new, and as always, tippy tie my damies, what a tie.